All right, hey, this is W.10, solve equations involving like terms. So I have a little graphic up here. Just to review what like terms are, okay? So the equation says 2a, right, it's right here, 2a plus 3b plus 3a, all right? So you could think of this as 2 apples plus 3 bananas plus 3 apples. So if you want to simplify this equation and combine like terms, then you have a total of 5 apples and 3 bananas, right? So when we look at equations that involve like terms, it might look pretty long, but once we simplify these equations, then it becomes fairly straightforward, okay? So here we have 5 bananas minus 4 bananas, so it's 1 banana. Another way to write that is just a banana equals 1. And then we're done in one step there, right? If we have remember, if we have a variable with no coefficient, so we don't have no number in front of it, that means there's only 1. The coefficient is an invisible 1. All right. So in this super long equation, what we're going to do is simplify it to make it manageable. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of these double signs here. So it's going to be a review of 7th grade skills. So we have 5 unicorns. If we add a negative, that's the same as just minusing a unit. So 5 unicorns minus unicorn minus 17 unicorns. Subtract a negative is the same as adding a positive equals -8. All right. So what I really should have done is not try to work through it as I was simplifying the signs, but just simplify the signs first so that you have your equation in a way that makes more sense. 5 unicorns minus a unicorn, that's 4 unicorns, minus 17 unicorns plus 5 unicorns equals -8. 4 minus 17. Please use a calculator if you need to. That's -13 plus 5 unicorns equals -8. -13 plus 5. Oh, that's a -8. So -8u equals -8. How interesting. Divide both sides by -8. And so u equals 1. -8 divided by -8 is 1. All right. Let's solve for m. Oh, this one is easier. There's no double signs. Sorry, I'm laughing because there are no double signs. I'm like, I was waiting for something tricky. Right. So 13 monkeys plus a monkey is 14 there. 14 monkeys minus 8 monkeys minus 2 monkeys minus a monkey. All right, 14 minus 8 is total of 6 monkeys minus 2 monkeys minus another monkey. All right, can we do this all in one step? 6 minus 2, 6 monkeys minus 2 monkeys is 4. 4 minus 1 more is 3 monkeys. All right, I sort of grouped all those together. If this was 6th grade, we do one at a time, but this is 7th grade. You guys have the capacity, the brain power to do those 3 steps. So now I'm going to divide both sides by 3, so that m equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay. I'm a good math student, plus if I had more time, I would substitute that 5 up into the equation and then resolve it, right? I put 5 right there, and a 5 there, and 5 there, minus 5 there, and then solve it to make sure that it works out and it equals 15, right? But IXL doesn't really punish you for getting an answer wrong. You just redo another problem and try to regain the points you lost, right? So here we do have double signs, so let's take care of those first. So I'm just going to rewrite the equation. 9h, adding a negative is just minusing. Minus 5h again. 2h equals 12. 9 horses minus 18 horses. This is a -9 horses. Please use a calculator if you're making mistakes on adding and subtracting when you have negative numbers. All right, 9 minus 5. So if you're going to subtract 5, that's the same as adding a negative 5. So it's negative 14h plus 2h equals 12. Negative 14 plus 2 is negative 12h equals 12. I'm going through this fast because I feel pretty confident that I can add and subtract positive and negative numbers. But since you guys just learned that last year and now you're practicing it again, then feel free to use a calculator so you can type in things like negative 9 plus a negative 5, or you can do negative 9 minus 5, right? So make sure you use a calculator if you need to. That's where mistakes are going to mostly happen. All right. Is this the last example? Oh no, second to last. All right. Okay, the reason why I chose this is because not only do we get combined like terms, but we actually have an extra number here that's a constant, right? It's a set value. It's a fixed number. That's the definition for the word constant. So we're going to handle that at the end. Right now, let's just start with combining like terms. We don't have any double signs. So let's do this. 71 minus 40 is 31. 31 days minus 5 days plus 14 days plus 12, 52. All right. If you notice, I try to write underneath as neatly as possible, underneath the original equation, and just solve vertically downwards. It keeps the work neat, and you get to keep track of what step you're on. So you notice I'm writing the minus 14d right under there. It signals to me that I haven't worked with that yet. So now I get to work with it here. 26 plus 14 is 30, right? No, 26 plus 14 is 40. 40 plus 12 equals 52. And we can't combine these. These are not like terms. You got 40 days plus 12. And 12 is a constant. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve this two-step equation now. So we're going to subtract 12 on both sides. So we have 40 days. 12 minus 12 is 0 equals 52 minus 12 is 40. Whoops. We have 40 days. I saw that because when I looked up there, it's 40. So I'm dividing by 40 now. 40 divided by 40 is 1, so days is 1. Because 40 divided by 40 on the right side is also 1. Right? So this time we had to combine like terms and then solve the two-step equations because we had a constant involved. All right. Here is our final example. It looks unwieldy. It looks near impossible. But we have a constant, identify a constant in the back of it here. I have a bunch of double signs that I'd like to take care of before I start even trying to solve this. Almost everything was a double sign. Whoops, and there's one right there involving that constant. So if you subtract the negative, that's the same as adding a positive. If you add a negative, that's the same as subtracting. Right? So we have negative 2c plus 8c plus 5c minus 20c minus 9c plus 14 equals negative 4. So what I'm really thinking right now is the amount of writing I'm doing, I'd recommend you guys use a sheet of paper and not use the scratch space that's on your when you use the app. It gives you a little bit better space and you get to write with your finger, but there's going to be a lot more writing than most lessons. All right, so now let's start solving this. Negative 2 plus 8 is 6 cups, plus 5 cups, minus 20 cups, minus 9 cups, plus 14 equals negative 4. All right, let's do This is 11 cups minus 20 cups minus 9 cups plus 14 equals negative 4. All right, 11 minus 20. Use a calculator if you need to, but that should be negative 9 cups minus 9 more cups. 14 equals negative 4. Now finally, negative 9 minus 9 more is negative 18 cups plus 14 equals negative 4. All right, so two-step equation, we can subtract the constant. Negative 18 cups equals negative 4. Negative 4 minus 14 is also negative 18. So now C equals a positive 1. And we look at those steps. I mean, if the original equation wasn't quite so long, you could probably combine multiple terms together in your head, kind of like how we did this problem, where at the end I just combined these three. 6 minus 2 minus 1 is 3. But if it's really long, I recommend you write it out. Taking that little bit more effort to write it out really reduces your chance of making an error. Okay, so those are examples on how to solve equations combining like terms. You really want to combine like terms first so that you simplify the equation and then you solve the equation. All right. Good luck in the assignment. It's gonna take you quite a bit of time, okay?